Hi, Warrior, it's Travis here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Hardcore Warrior.
Greetings.
Today, we are in Fairless, and it is a rainy day. And I believe we will be leaving for now. Where's our hearth at? Shadowprey Village, not bad. I think we'll keep it there, just in case we get into a Maradon group. But today, we will be making our way to my favorite zone, and that is the Searing Gorge, guys. Probably get rid of these all of these here. Testing the vessel. Keep that one. We might do that. Could go up here and do this, the Wildkin one. Bring 10 Wildkin musics and the music vessel to the Witch Doctor Uzarian Feral. So we could go there, which is up in the hinterlands. That might be a good idea. It's a little scary here. There's like these stealth wolves that run around. So like if you pull one, just don't keep running because they're all patrolling around and you'll easily pull a bunch of wolves and get wrecked. Down here, would be a good idea to go here, I guess. I guess we'll do that. Because if we do come back, we could turn this quest in. Yeah, we'll go to the hinterlands for a bit. I wanted to go to Searing Gorge, but we'll save that for later, I guess. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. Heard a little story about a mage that hit level 40, went to Stranglethorn Vale, and then went over to spot over here, I believe. G invite, please, SF. This guy's name's Reek. Level 6 Troll Rogue. I forgot that I'm in this guild. Here we go. All right, let's add him. Reek. Yeah, I heard a story about a mage who had a rough death in I think I'm okay. I'm allowed to invite people, right? Well, they gave me they allowed me to do it, so they gave me the permission, so I guess I'll do it. It's probably not a big deal. But yeah. So yeah, mage gets level 40, runs through Stranglethorn Vale, and then they go to this cave here. Where all these see where all these deaths are here. Went to this cave here where all these goblins are. And got completely wrecked by respawns. It just happens. When you're in a cave, you have to watch out for respawns. That's why I don't like going into caves. Because if you ever need to run out, like, you can't really run. You just have to fight. But people get nervous. And they run a bit, and then they end up pulling more, and they get wrecked. And I heard something interesting, too. Like, people have been tracking their beats per minute with their heart when they're playing WoW. And during the times when they're almost about to die on their character, their heartbeat goes up like an insane amount. Like, this person's went from like 63 to 129 beats per minute when their character was about to was in a close situation and almost died in a cave. Usually caves are where people die. I kind of felt that way here in Lost Rigger Cove when we had like 3 swashbucklers on us, had to drop a target dummy. That was a scary situation. So yeah, guys, watch out for caves if you're playing hardcore. Try to stay out of them if you can. If you can't, then just know you're there to fight. You have to fight. And also, if you're in there, another thing that got my heart going back in Lost Rigger Cove, if anybody invites you to a group, don't accept it. Because if you do accept, you could get layered and then layered into a layer where you're surrounded by stuff. Like, being in a cave and accepting a group invite is by far the worst thing you could ever do in hardcore. And a lot of people don't, like, I guess, see that. Or, like, know that, I don't think. I didn't know that either. I was like, I knew that, but I didn't realize it. So that's something that has to be in your mind as well. You don't just accept random invites when you're out in the world questing. And I seen a funny meme recently of... So there's like a guy at a urinal, you know, someone pulls up and like stands beside him. And this is a World of Warcraft hardcore style version of that. So a guy comes... So there's a bunch of other urinals. The guy decides to go to the urinal right beside him. And he says, "I'm self-found." I think that's pretty funny. Because that's how self-found players are. They do feel like they're special. I'm a self-found player. And if anybody talks about it around me, I always tell them. If I ever get an opportunity to tell them I'm self-found, I do. I don't know why self-found players are like that, but I guess you just feel special because you got the little thing that goes around you like that, and you don't use the auction house, right? It's really that's really all it is. You don't trade, you don't use the auction house, and you don't send or receive mail. Which is a pretty big debuff, I guess you could say, right? You know, not being able to trade with other players that get nice loot in dungeons kind of sucks, and not being able to use the auction house is huge. Like, you can't just buy quest items you need. You can't just buy elixirs. You can't level your professions with your gold. Bunch of disadvantages by not being able to use the auction house. Like, especially as a caster too, like you can't just buy your wand on the auction house. I do that every time I play a caster. My first wand always comes from the auction house, or maybe I get lucky and one drops. But usually I buy my first one from the auction house. And here we are. In Orgrimmar. Just gonna jump down here. I don't know why I jumped down like this, but it's just a bit faster. I never jump down this way. You probably can jump down this way. It's just that I'm playing hardcore and I'm too scared to do that. So how are we doing on food here? This would probably be a good time to cook some food.
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin?
Like some professions. Our bags are getting pretty damn full. We could purchase a bag slot. That might be a good idea. Question is, do we have any bags? Yeah, maybe we'll do some town stuff today, guys. Pretty expensive for a bag slot. It's either I do this or use my coin for dual spec. I don't know if we'll switch from arms, to be honest. Could go Fury, could go Prot. They're both pretty good, but I think we'll stick with what we got. Got a bunch of stamp scrolls that we probably should use. Spirit scrolls. Bunch of one-handed weapons. I'm not too sure like which one I want to use. I was thinking about using this axe. Two-handed polearm that we were thinking about giving a try, but it's just not better than the Whirlwind axe. Should just sell that. Now the Ripsaw or the Vanquisher's Sword. Vanquisher's Sword has 28 attack power, or we do the chance on... The attack power's got to be better. We're just going to get rid of the axe. Also, the axe is a real pain to level up. We're at 0 axe skill. Okay, so... Yeah, I think we'll sell a few things before we decide to...
May your blades never dull.
Spend coin, you know?
Tell me what you want and make it quick.
What are these guys saying? I pray for y'all's continued success. What a nice guy. Let's repair our gear. There we go. We got a decent amount of coin from selling that stuff. Anything else to get rid of? I guess the Star Ruby. Never going to use that. Citrine. Bunch of rocks. Sungrass. It's 11 silver on the auction house, so bruised wheats. Just, yeah, probably not going to use any of the herbalism stuff. Tender wolf meat. I guess we could make a wolf steak with that. We're actually doing okay on food. Didn't know. I forgot that we had like a bunch of wolf steak and buzzard wings.
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin?
I guarantee this bank's security with my own blood. Is that good enough for you?
Do you have any more ore in here? Might do a little bit of smelting.
Strength.
Yeah, let's go do that. We'll do some smelting. I might cook this here. Cool thing about Orgrimmar, you can just cook stuff that fires. It's one awesome thing about this city. I think Ironforge is like that as well. They have some spots like that. That's probably why Orgrimmar is probably the best city for Horde. It's just because you can cook at all these fires that are around you. It's a nice touch. Another thing we could do is get heavy rune cloth. We can learn that. It's probably a good idea. I'm not too sure if we could level up engineering. Look into that later. Just smelt all these ores we got, and then we'll make our way over to the Eastern Kingdoms. And we'll probably learn heavy rune cloth bandage. It's worth getting. So we're going to start getting rune cloth once we go to Searing Gorge. Alright, so let's smelt some of this mithril here. Not getting any mining skill from this stuff. But it will save us a bit of space. Yeah, we'll see what we do. I don't know if we'll get into Maradon, guys. I'm a little worried about that dungeon, but I am willing to do it. Out of like all of them, like I'd rather do Maradon than Blackrock Depths or Sunken Temple. Those dungeons are pretty scary, especially when you're not 60. Can do them earlier, but can wipe. And like I could save all that for 60 because if we do hit 60, right, we'll just be farming Prebis. I don't really plan on ending this, you know, hardcore playthrough right when we hit 60. Might just treat it like the mage and just keep going until we die, and then once we die, then maybe I'll do another one.
Yo! Nice going. I knew I was right about you, no matter what those other people said. Ha! I'm kidding. Okay, on with your lessons. Hello, adventurer.
I'm just checking out the engineering stuff.
You know
Can you
who's
change
really
me?
smart? Nog, smarter
Copper
than me even.
tubes.
You go tell Nog Thun sent you. You can find him by the control panel over there.
Yeah, he's the one who'll teach
You
us.
have earned the privilege of training with a higher instructor.
Green tinted
Go see
goggles.
my pal Rochik there.
Not bad, but not even close to as good as what we got. Yeah, maybe we'll do that later. I know we can get advanced target dummy pretty soon, so that would be good. The problem is we don't have the leather to get it. I think we need medium leather or some sort of leather, and not many vendors sell. And the vendor that we went to for the Darkmoon Fair didn't have the leather. Somebody got there before us. There's only like a certain amount that they hold on to, and there's all a bunch of self-found players that'll just, you know, there's a full guild of us here. And they're probably on top of that. So we'll just have to stick with the regular dummies. The higher level we get, the worse these are, though. They don't they just get completely demolished by level 50 mobs. So they taunt for like, I don't know, a second or two, and then they're right back on you. All right, so let's put this stuff away, and then we'll be
Would you rather trust your goods with
on
a
our
goblin?
way to
Go forth to victory.
the hinterlands. I think we're doing all right. We'll save our coin. For now, I think we're fine with the bank. But we'll delay on getting dual spec unless we really want it. One reason I'd go dual spec, if we just decide to go to level solo, playing as Fury's pretty good because, you know, it's better single target than Arms. Arms is just really good in like for AoE situations. So if you're just pulling like one mob at a time and you're playing super safe, Fury's pretty good for that. Thing is, we just need to find some nice one-handers. Or we could have a deep prot spec, which is like a pretty damn tanky tank spec. Go all the way down the prot tree. It's pretty much what deep prot means until you get shield slam. And what you do is you're it's good for AoE mage groups. Like you can mount up, run around, pull all the stuff, and then you can take quite a bit of hits because you're deep prot. And then the mages do the rest. But in hardcore, that's a little risky. I don't think anybody would want to level that way. And we're kind of past the dungeons now where you kind of do that. Like Zul'Farrak is a good, deep prot warrior tank dungeon. If you're with a bunch of mages and a priest. But we're past that now. And the reason why it's good is because you can mount up and like gather everything. It's better for you to do it than a mage. Because mages can just get completely blanketed, right? After their shields fall off. Let's see who we got here. Weak stuff. Gungargar. 31 Orc Warrior. 60 Troll Rogue. A lot of 60s here. Bunch of 60s. I think we'll start seeing that on this server. Just a lot of 60s. Because if you check the layers, though, there's only like 3 layers going on. It's mostly just people who still have endgame characters. Which is cool. That means there's probably a good community of people we can do dungeons with when we hit 60. And it's going to be like nerve-wracking doing level 60, dungeons like Strat, Home, and Skullomance. Like, you can die in there pretty damn easily with just a bad pull. So it's kind of nerve-wracking as a tank. Because you don't want people to die. You don't want to be the reason why people lose their character, right? Really have to play it careful. Like, you'll never see me going into, Berserker stance in those dungeons and then, like, trying to get a quick AoE whirlwind in just to increase my AoE threat. Because I've seen so many warriors just get completely destroyed when they switch to Berserker stance. Because it increases your damage taken by 10%. But in return, it increases your critical hit chance by 3. So it's not really worth it But and I guess it also allows you to do Whirlwind, which is an awesome AoE ability, but it's not worth it at all. Stay battle stance or D stance. And yeah, my Leafs are going to Game 7. I can't. Great rebound game against the Panthers. And Wool got a shutout, his first ever. Our goalie got his first ever shutout in the playoffs. So shout out to him. That's pretty badass. You know, he came in. You know, Stolars was our goalie, and then he's always been like a 1A 1B type thing, and he came in and he's doing pretty damn well. You know, got us to Game 7. So whatever happens, man. I'm happy. It's happy that they were able to rebound like that. And hopefully we can move on. I think if we move on, there's a good chance we can beat the Hurricanes. Because I'll be honest, I think the Hurricanes are good, but they haven't played a team like Florida. Like, the Capitals are good, but I think Florida is probably the team to beat in the East. You know, they are the defending champions, and they made their team even better this year. So if the Leafs can beat Florida, I think they can go all the way, and then we'll see what happens with, you know, Winnipeg and the Stars. Those are two great teams, and then there's, you know, the Oilers as well. I wouldn't mind seeing McDavid win a Stanley Cup, man. He's due for one. Oh wow, that guy's brave. Just jumps off. You could probably jump off. Should we do it? Right on the roof here. And we are going to Undercity, guys. It's been a while, which means don't die to the elevator boss at level 50. I've reminded myself like every single time I come here. It's such a sad way to die, especially the higher level you get, the worse it is. Just take our time. And I think we'll fly down to, I think it's the Wrathy Highlands, and we'll get heavy rune cloth. We'll learn heavy rune cloth bandage. Not going on. Wow, that guy's brave, dude. That guy's so brave. Epic mount. Let's get off our mount. I don't think Taurens fit. Taurens don't fit on Kodos through that door. I was gonna like try to cheer him up with an emote.
Strength and honor.
I forgot we were on the elevator. Alright, so let's get out of Undercity. Proclaim treasures here's Called Arms Plague Lands. Assisting Archdruid Ruin Totem. Lines of Communication. Errand for Apothecary Zinj. Could be okay. Should I pick up any of these? The High Veil Notes. I think this is, I think we'll get that one. I think this is referring to the high elves in the hinterlands. They pretty much look like blood elves, but they're not.
The Queldano Lodge is a center of communication for the High Elves of the Hinterlands. Their ambassadors are working to establish relationships with other races with whom they share their knowledge of the Witherbark trolls that inhabit the area in the southern hinterlands. All of the documents regarding the communications are kept at the lodge. We don't need the High Veil building alliances with others, adventurer. Destroy the High Veil documents. We need to burn their lines of communication, literally.
That's good. There we go. We got another quest for the Hinterlands. Maybe this one will lead us to the Hinterlands too, or maybe to, you know, another zone that's sort of close. It's not this way. It's nice having them out though, man. Oh, man. For the first, 100 hours, I don't know. We didn't really have one.
What would you ask? Shadowmaster Vivian Legrave is
that
in need
it?
of your
No.
services. She is in the Badlands, in the Orcish outpost of Kargath, pursuing rumors of a certain brew made by the Dark Iron Dwarves of Blackrock Depths. Speak with Vivian. She
We'll
awaits
turn
you.
that in.
The Royal Apothecary Society needs your assistance. Listen closely, and both of us may profit from my plan. Apothecary Kiever in the next room may be touched, but his research does potentially bear fruit if it were pursued by a clever researcher. Fortunately, I am such a researcher. I want you to take this purchase order to Alessandro Luca, the proprietor of Blue Moon Odds and Ends. He'll give you a testing kit. When you have it, bring it back to me and I'll outline your task in detail.
All right, off to the Hinterlands we go, guys. Actually, we'll go... Yeah, never mind. We're at the Highlands. We'll learn Heavy Rune Cloth Bandage. There he is. Michael Garrett.
How may I be of service?
All right, Hammerfall we go. This is good. We'll get Heavy Rune Cloth Bandage. Hopefully we can start getting some Rune Cloth soon. I know we will in the Searing Gorge. And that's a huge heal. Much better than the heavy Mage Weave that we've been using so far. Coming out of the Bat Cave. I wonder if Undercity is supposed to be like a Batman type of city. I don't know. And OnlyFangs, they're rating at a good time now. They're rating sort of like the afternoon. I think that's pretty good. It's not really like a busy time when the servers are up, because people are always worried when they're raiding, because there's been some moments where, you know, DDoS attacks have happened when they're raiding and stuff. So it is cool that they're not playing during, or they're not raiding during, you know, peak times, which is usually the evening. Because it is lame, man. If you die to a DDoS, it's good that Blizzard, you know, is giving people their characters back if they, you know, were a victim of a DDoS attack. It also kind of takes away from the DDoS attacker, right? Like if they're not really losing anything from the attack, then, you know, it's kind of like a failed. It's like they failed almost. It just wouldn't feel as good. So I think that was a smart move by Blizzard. Some people thought it was some people are against it, but I think it's good. There's been a few actual like DDoS attacks, and people have got their characters back multiple times. Some missed out though, I think, on some DDoSes. Haven't really been paying attention to like every single one, but heard that some people didn't get their. There was like a DDoS attack, and some people didn't get their characters back, but like, you know, a lot of people on OnlyFans did, and people were getting upset about that. I'm just happy that I haven't, you know, suffered from any of that. We did lag out in Stranglethorn Vale fighting a troll, but that's about it so far. I think we're around 30 hours away from hitting 60. And I've heard Boomkin is pretty good for hardcore compared to playing as Kitty. Once you, but supposedly, like there's like certain levels where it's good. So this guy's saying from levels 10 to 19, he likes Boomkin more. That makes sense, right? You don't really have feline swiftness at that level. From levels 20 to 40, he recommends leveling as a cat. And then I guess after 40, he says switch back to Boomkin. Which is kind of cool. It gives you a little bit of... You have to change it up a bit. The problem is getting the gear, right? You're always going to be holding on to quite a bit of loot. So the reason why he thinks it's worth changing at 40 is because you get, you know, Innervate. You also get Boomkin form. And the reason why Innervate helps is because it just helps with your lack of mana. That's one of the reasons why leveling as a Balanced Druid sucks. It's just you just run out of mana. But Innervate kind of helps with that. Boomkin form is pretty damn tanky. You get like 360% extra armor when you're in that form. Pretty damn strong. Hurricane for AoE packs, pretty damn good. And when you get to like post 40, like where we're at, like level 50, mobs hit like pretty damn hard. So playing in range and also with Boomkin form instead of cat can avoid, you know, just getting completely wrecked. And also when you're ranged, you do a range pull, you can kind of see if the pull's going to go bad or not. So you do have like a head start of getting away.
It is good to see you again, Dr.
Let's learn Heavy Rune Cloth Bandage.
I have been following your progress.
There we go.
And I dare say that it is time you learn some of the more advanced bandaging techniques.
We'll make a few more here.
Return to me from time to time as your skill advances, and I shall teach you all that I know.
All right, so it looks like we're ready to go. We're now pretty much going to be maxed out with first aid. We got the last bandage that we can learn, Heavy Rune Cloth Bandage. It heals us for 2,000 damage over 8 seconds. That's all. That's pretty much 50% of our health. It's pretty damn good. But I am going to be calling this episode here, guys. Next episode, we will make our way to the Hinterlands. We'll get this flight point and we'll do some quests and start our journey in the Hinterlands. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.